Well, we're back again, episode 5 of the Miner Challenge. And I just want to say, since I recorded the last video, I've passed 200 subscribers. Now you're probably thinking, oh my god, well, you've passed it ages ago. This is pre-recorded. I work full time, so I'm just trying to fit in recording at the weekend when I've got time. Get a few episodes recorded, get them uploaded during the week. This is being recorded on a Sunday actually, and I think it's Wednesday I'm planning on releasing it. So if it's a Wednesday, how are you getting on? How's the crack? Any scandal? But yeah, we're back here on this. I'm glad that there's 200 people out there that want to see more of my content and have subscribed and are liking the videos and leaving the odd comment. The speedruns are fun as well at the moment, but I'm enjoying this sort of because this just gets me playing and building and crunching the numbers, which I enjoy doing. It's nice to get back to it instead of just focusing on 30 minutes of hard ass running and speed running. But yeah, so since the last time here, I've expanded out the steel production network. I've doubled up. I've added, I think, an extra 2 of these on the end. So again, all the machines here are running at 50% capacity, except for the miners. Now, what I've done with the coal and the iron miner here is I actually overclocked them up to 270 items per minute, and that means they're both pushing out 270. Now, I've calculated with all these. I think they use up 180. 45, 90. 22 and a half, 45 for 2, 90, another 2 is 90, 180. These are used 180. That means technically I have 90 coal left over for production of power. I think they're using about 12 a minute, but that's at full tilt, but I don't want to overclock it. That means the 6, is that 8 over there? That's 80, 82 is a 16, 96, there's 270 coming out of the smelter. 270 minus 96. That's roughly about, that's 260, 264. Is it? 270? It's around that. So if I push these to the limit, I'm going to start running out of coal here. Basically, that's what that is. And so I have to conserve power. I can't have my power being used, and that's why I have so many machines here. These are all working in half power. So at the moment you see the steel, I have one for the steel plates. Is it the steel plates? These guys here, steel beams. I have one for steel pipes, that's just for storage. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 here feeding into for my reinforced encased industrial beam, and that's the alternate recipe as well. And that means I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that 5? I think I have 5 going into the industrial case beam. I have 6 left over anyways, which is actually pushing out at half speed. Is 45 steel pipes. These guys here, steel pipes out. So that means I have 45 steel pipes to work with my rotors. So my rotors are going to produce here. I've also brought over copper, lots of copper, because I want to actually move over my production of these guys over here also. So the stitched iron plates. And I'm going to run these at half speed as well. I'm going to get the iron plates over here. That's what's going to be built here. So first of all, I need 5. I need 5 for the rotors. So I'm just wondering, how am I going to... Where will I put them? So I don't want to put them here in case I need to expand this. I'm going to start here. 5. So I'm going to expand out there when I need to. And this is a great idea that I can just shove the belts underneath and pop them up where I need them. So these are going to be 5 rotors. I'm going to have them accumulate here, I think. So what I need to sit down 5 assemblers. Now what's the spacing like here? Now all I need is a collection this side. So 1. Now these are all being calculated to run at half speed as well. Again, for anyone that reason asks, alright, so this is the alternate rotor, currently using 15 megawatts. If I set up an alternate rotor and clock it to 50%, now if that ran now, but no, it doesn't change, it uses 1/3 of the power. So technically for 1 machine's power I can run 3, and I'm going to have 5 here. 5 assemblers. Do I have enough? Yes, I do. Come on, over. 1, 3, 4. I have no more rotors. That's one thing I don't like about the recipes. So, the likes of this machine now, to automatically produce the item, I need the Alright, the rotors produced in this item, in this machine. But then I need rotors to build them. I don't think, in my view, I think you should be able to mass produce every single item, except maybe the basic, you know, the likes of the iron plates and the rods and stuff. They're okay, they're not too bad if you have to handcraft those. But I'd love to be at a stage where you could step into the game and mass produce everything without having to handcraft a single item. Logistics, I got a merger here, and yeah, that's too close. I put it here. Yeah, this is going this way. That's it. There. That's it. And I don't need. Oh, not 3. I don't necessarily need anything too major coming out of this because these are each going to be pushing out. What is this? 4.5. So 4.5. 9. 9 is 18. 22, I think. I don't need big massive belts on these ones. This is one thing I think I'd done with one of my saves. I had a massive Mark 4 or 5 belts on everything. Even if it was reducing hardly anything, it still had a Mark 5 belt on it. Alright. Okay, so what I need to do here is one of these bad boys here is going to be for, I'll take this one maybe. Or how have I done this? I'll take one of those anyways. But where am I going to? So I'm going to recycle those and I'm going to have potentially a pop-up here. Yeah, I'm going to have it. Run it over here. I have to pipe all these now. I have to move the concrete as well because the concrete's in my way at the moment. Now that's all backed up because none of these are running. So the concrete's in my way at the moment. So I need it to potentially pop up here. I need it to pop up in the mid. Why did I delete that? I did not delete this. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, I'm gonna get all this laid out, get all that packed there, get the other one white, and bring it back in a second. But you can see here the stark contrast in the power usage. So again, I have this at 50%. As you remember before, it was at 15 megawatts at full power when this was 100. So it's just below a third. So on power wise, if you have the space, you can set up 3 machines for the power of 1 at 50%. So even though I have 5 machines here, I am producing 2.5 machines worth of the equipment, of the items, but I'm only using 1 and 2/3 of the power. So if you want to conserve yourself power, so it's a nice little trick for starting off. So if you're starting on your own biomass burners, just double the amount of machines you have and half the power, and then you can have a lot more running off biomass and producing a lot more items for a shorter period of time. Now whether that changes or not for the when update 3 gets pushed out, I don't know. Not 100% sure. But we'll soon find out there when that comes out. I wonder, I'm missing steel pipes here. I wonder, can I? Oops, get up across here. I don't think I'll get up. Nope. I'm gonna make one of those industrial units, so that maybe I can connect down the end of those rotors. I got that producing. I wonder, can I? Whoop! Belts are catching me here. Will it just fit in here? Will it? Could it fit in? It says it'll. No. Nope. 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 So I might be able to push that a bit further. To there. Will that work? Yes, it will. So now what I can do is I can actually tear down my rotor production over here. Now that has freed up more iron for the system. So what I'm going to do is, instead of disconnect, I'm just going to disconnect it from here. And I'm going to let it burn itself out. Or use itself up. Just leave it on. I am going to empty this of the items and put them over here, so at least they're in one spot. And 2 outputs. Right. Look at that. 48 already. So again, as I said, this is 5 machines. So that's 9 for every 2. 9 is 18. That's 4 machines. 18, 22.5 rotors. And how much was I producing over there? To run back now and find out. And that's what you're using, far less iron. Which is going to become a major component. 5. Almost quadrupled the production of my rotors, because I'm going to need those for my stators. Is it stators? Come over here for a second. I'm going to need where's all these stuff? So stators and motors. So I have to start producing. I don't need them for stators. I need wire and steel pipes. Now I wonder. Bada. So for stators, I need steel pipes also. For motors. Motors, I need rotors. And stators. Is there an alternate stators that doesn't use steel pipe? I have to tell you, there wasn't an alternate recipe. I've got an idea here. So again, we're going to use these 5 constructors, and I'm reducing down the amount of these I'm going to use. So they're producing 9. Currently that's 3, 6, 9 of these guys. And if what the plan is here, alright, so I'm going to produce those, link those 2 and these 3 together, and then I'm going to feed them in through here as buffers. And then what I'm going to do is, using assemblers again, oh, need rotors, I am going to start producing stators. Not stators, motors. Sorry. I'm going to start producing motors. Now again, I'm just going to put one of these and show you if I down here. Alright. Assemblers. Assemblers. Now is this in line with the other ones? I want to keep it everything nice and pretty. Now why is that jumping up there like that? See in line there. So motors. Now these are going to be running at 50 and 50, but they're going to be looking for 10. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wind it down a bit further on them to maybe 40. And what I'm looking at doing there is I want to only be using up, say, 8 each, and then the rotors and the stators will be backing up in these machines here, and they'll be accumulating, or these containers, they'll be accumulating excess. Actually, I could push. No, I'm not pushing these down. And then I'll have a container for my motors as well. Oh, ran out of. Where's the quickest way to get? Here. Whoops, daisy. Oop, gone up to daisy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have to look at maybe actually upping the production of concrete. So then I'm going to have one of these right here. And that'll be that. So this will come from here into there. Oh no, what am I doing? Alright, so I'm going to get this all connected up, wired up, set up, whatever up, and I'll show you in a second. I got it all set up, all connected up, and whatever up, it's all up and running now. So stators on the bottom, rotors on the top. I've even moved over all the rotors from that side as well. So now the rotors are producing 9 per minute. That's grand. These are producing 9 per minute, there's 3 of them. So that's perfectly even for those 2. And then our motors down here are consuming 8 per minute. So each of the motors and the stators are overproducing 1 per minute. So 60 an hour. It's not a lot. It's not a whole lot, really. But it's something. I don't think I need stators really for Anton Major down the line. So eventually this is it's going to build up slowly but surely. It's going to take a while for these to fill up. So already it's up at 54. So that's grand. It's already accumulating slowly but surely. You can see how this piped up here this side. There's 40 on this side. And the rotors are going to fill up as well. Once the rotors are filled up here, it's going to back up into the container. So at least there's a buffer. Over time, a buffer will build up. So if I let it run overnight again, I can have a buffer for my motors and lots of motors built up, stators and rotors done. So the next job to do is to make a more efficient stitched iron plates production. And with that as well, to also start producing frames, modular frames. So if we go back here for a second and see these, there's 5 of these. 5, that's 150 wire coming over. So I have to make sure that there's 150 wire being produced over there, and it's coming over the belt. And that's going to feed that whole system there. That means then that system will be perfect. It'll be fully efficient, everything we need, and everything I want to produce. Then, with my stitched iron plates, I'm going to need more of these as well. So it's going to be using iron and my wire. So I need to make sure production is 100% over here. So if I'm able to push out 270 from this, minus 120, that leaves me minus 150. That leaves me 120. No, wait for a second. Get it wrong. So I can push out 270 out of here. I can double up this, expand this out. Now they're producing 1-on-1, perfect. 1 copper ore for 1 thing, so that's 270, 270. Now for every 1 copper, they're producing 3 wire. So it's 2, 4, 6, 7, 4, 21, 810. I can produce 810 wire. Wow. I didn't think of it that way. And then if I run these at half, that's a lot of machines. So I definitely have enough copper to run, to really expand out my stitched iron plates production. Yeah, definitely. Because over here now, it's really the steel production is what is consuming here. So if I have, again, these are using up 22.5 per machine. There's 8 machines there, so that's 4 by 485. That's 9 9 is 80. That's 180. That's another 180 ore. Out of the 180 ore, I get 270 out of here. So that's 90. 90 ore means 90 ingots. And my recipe for here is plates. So for every 2 ingots, 45. I get 45 plates. 45 plates, that's 6 of these run at half. 6 machines. So it's 3 machines really. 3 by 75. 75 and 75 is 150, that's 225. That's easily. I'll have 6 machines producing, well, 3 machines. So that's 15, 22.5 stitched iron plates per minute. Did that sound good? So that's for the next day. That is the next job. There's a lot of work and efficiency in trying to move up the figures, crunching the figures. This needs to be expanded up. I need to expand this to actually producing the max amount of wire I can with the power I can. Now again, where is the nearest power pole? One here. So power pole wise, this is what we're producing. Right. Now I'm going to be reducing these bad boys down completely as well. Actually, I won't have. I won't be able to choose that because I'll have to have some of these machines allocated for producing the rods and such. The rods and the plates. I'll have to have at least 30 ingots being allocated to that. And then the rest, that's 60 ingots. That's 30 plates. And that's 4 machines. 4, that's 15 stitched iron plates per minute. Well, that's interesting. This whole place is going to get a makeover here again. What I might actually do is make this whole area having my stitched iron plates, and then I have to look at also producing the modular frames. Now, what else do I need for the modular frames? I might need more. Do I need more iron for the modular frames? Need rods. We'll see. I'm gonna set up the iron plates anyways and see how that pushes out and take it from there. Now the resources start getting tight because I need to produce enough here, and I don't think Mark III miners come out until to at least 6 or 7. Yeah, I think it's level 7. You need the heavy modular frames for these guys here. So yeah. Is that screws I see? Oh, I thought I had screws eliminated. Don't look at this. Steel pipes. Debris. And even these as well. It's going to be really dependent on some of the mods, the alternate recipes, see what that has to do with those, because I need to get quick wire into the equation. Quartz, I have quartz still to get, quick wire to get sulfur. There are ones as well I need to produce, and they're specifically so I can reduce the load on iron, because currently the iron, what, 180 iron is being taken up with steel production. We'll see anyways. With regards my Mark II, it's 270, these are 240. I can push that up to 480 once I get the Mark IV belts, and that will ease the pain a bit against the iron. I can keep the steel as it is and maybe increase it. But anyways, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. For now, we're making nice progress. Next job, wire and the stitched iron plates. So again, I hope you like this series. If you do, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Keep on trooping up. Now at 200. Let's see how far we can get. See you later. Slán.